by saying, at least it's not drugs. Okay. Hi cuties, welcome to Litmus again. Another lovely day here in the land of Litmus. This is probably one of the most difficult videos I'm going to be making because I'm kind of exposing myself. And I really hope my parents aren't watching this. So mom and dad, if you are, just turn it off right now. Thank you. And if you do watch it, I don't want to hear anything from you about this video. Okay, cool. You can keep your silent judging silent. I originally thought this would be a fun thing because I did stop doing haul videos in this past year because I didn't like the constant shaming that I was getting from people in my life about how much money I spend on books and how many books I acquire. But the thing is, it's not drugs. This is what I collect, okay? This is my thing. Other people spend money on lots of other stuff, and this is what I choose to spend mine on. There are people out there who spend far worse money on things that are far worse for you. So I just have to like make myself feel better for a brief moment by saying like, hey, I don't drink, I don't smoke weed, I don't do any drugs. I spend my money on things that make me happy and don't harm anyone else and only harm me financially, which I've never been the greatest with finances in general. It's a shame. It's a great big shame on my shoulders that I'm constantly reminded of. So anyway, I don't know. This is taking a really dark turn, but I'm choosing to expose myself because I, throughout this entire year, have been tracking every single book that I have purchased or acquired. I'm gonna say acquired because not all of them were purchased. Some of them were free, not stolen, but were gifted to me or I traded in for credit at a place, usually Second and Charles and Book Outlet and Black and Red. Those are my three stores where I will, like, when I do an unhaul, I will sell those books and get store credit back. Book Outlet, I will get like free coupons and things for it. So there's a variety of ways that I acquire books, and I don't buy every book full price. So I have done some breakdowns for you guys, but I wasn't actually sure how I was going to show you all of the books. I have pulled them forward on the shelves because I already did my chaos shelves, and so taking them all down and then putting them back up would have been a nightmare already. I would have had to chaosify, which as fun as chaosifying my shelves was, it was a lot of work. I don't know how to properly go about this. So we've done some stats because I like stats, but I don't like these stats. I don't like the numbers that came out of this. But I have in 2022, as of today, which is November 19th, it's Happy Appendix Day. I'm not dead. This is what I've done with my life. Only November 19th when I'm filming this. Blah, 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 blah. Movie magic, you know how this works. I have acquired 323 books. Now, I have read some of them, although the number may also shock you of how few of the new acquisitions I have read. But this year was also about getting a bunch of books that I've already owned for years, getting those read. So of the books I have purchased and acquired this year, I have only read 64. Oh, you didn't catch that? 64. 64. Just a smidge under 20%. It's 19.8%. This is going to be a very uncomfortable video. So anyway, I did some more breakdowns on how I acquired them. So I broke it down into 4 different categories. One is free, one is under $5, so $5 or less, and then we have $10, so like $5.01 to $10, and then $10.01 to whatever upper price that is. I think the most, I don't know what the most expensive, what was the most expensive? I think Our Crooked Hearts might have been my most expensive book because it was a special edition. I think I did like $40 on that one, but it's a really pretty edition and it was a great book, so that was worth it. The under $5, so $5 or less, and I think my lowest price on a book was 7 cents because like I had PangoBook credit, but with the shipping costs, like it ended up costing me 7 whole cents. I think that's my cheapest book on this list. I don't remember which one it is. I can look at it. I bought 50 books that were $5 or less. Of those 50 books, I have read 9 of them for $5.01 to $10, so still a discounted book. I have acquired 114. So that's the biggest purchase bracket, is usually between the $5 and $10 is the largest amount of books I have acquired. And I have read 8 of those. Then of more of the like full price books of $10.01 to I guess 40, I have acquired, this is my shame, 89. I do have a subscription box. I do get the adult Fairyloot subscription box, which is like $34.90 every single month. I've done some pre-orders that I win during my Easter egg hunt. I'm just sitting here trying to justify all of this. But I have read the most of these. So there you can see I put actual value in these books. I have read 37 of those, so almost half of the books that I purchased at like full price, I've read the majority of. I do put an emphasis on reading them. And of the free books, I have acquired 70 free books and read 10 of them. But 70 of the books on this shelf were free. Free. 60 of them are left. So I kind of wanted to look at also the monthly breakdown, which I've done some lovely stats for you guys. Here's your monthly breakdown. Where was I spending the most money? Where was I acquiring the most books? And like, how did that breakdown go? This is all a stats video, so if this is super boring to you guys, I don't blame you for clicking away and not finding out how much money I've actually spent on the books at the end of the video, because I will reveal that, and it is shameful, and I am just wanting to curl up and die. Okay, so in January of 2022, I acquired 21 books. I have read 7 of them. And 2 of them were under $5, 10 of them were under $10, 8 of them were over $10, and 1 of them was free. February, I went, even though February was a shorter month, I acquired 1 more book. I did 22 books acquired in February. 6 of them I have read, 2 of them were under $5, 10 of them were under $10, 5 of them were over $10, and 5 of them were free. March was a big acquisition month. I got 35 books in March. 21 of them I have read. And that is largely because this is the month where I acquired all these Brandon Sandersons. I acquired the entire Stormlight Archives and Mistborn. So, and I really had a focus on reading those this year. So thank you, Brandon Sanderson. 12 of the books were under $5. 4 of them were under $10 and 17 were over $10. Did I say over 10? 4 were under 10. 17 were over 10 because the Stormlight Archives, each of those was 15. But I forget, but I bought the box set. I had to break it down. I think it was like 10 something for each of the Mistborn, and there were 6 of those books. And then 5 books were free. April, we did a little better. We acquired 29 books, 7 of which are now read. 1 of them was under $5, 8 of them were under $10, 12 of them were over $10, and 8 of them were free. May, I think, was the least I have acquired, and I only acquired 11 books in May. I did good. And 5 of them were read. So almost 50% of the books I acquired in May have been read. 1 of them was under $5, 1 of them was under $10, 7 of them were over $10, and 2 of them were free. In June, 22 books were acquired in June, 4 of which I have read. 3 of them were under $5, 6 were under 10, and 6 were over 10, and 7 of them were free. July, almost the biggest acquisition month. You would think so, as it is my birthday, and that's when I do a lot of that. But I did acquire the Answer to Life universe and everything in July with 42 books. 7 of them are read. 8 of them were under $5, 3 of them were under $10, 5 of them were over $10, but 26 of them were free. This was the month where I just acquired all the free books, okay? And then August was my biggest acquisitioning month of 46 books, and 4 of them I have read. 5 of them were under $5, 28 of them were under $10, 9 of them were over $10, and only 4 of them were free. So August was really my biggest spending month. In September, I also acquired 43 books, with 3 of them being read. 8 of them were under $5, 18 of them were under $10, 8 of them were over $10, and 9 of them were free. October, I acquired 20 books, did a little better in October. I have not read any books that I acquired in October yet, 0. Big goose egg there. 4 of them were under $5, 4 of them were under $10, 11 of them were over $10, and 1 of them was free. And in November, I acquired 29 books. Only 1 of them is read. 4 of them were under $5, 22 of them were under $10, only one was over $10, and 2 of them were, in fact, free. Whew. Okay, where am I getting my books though? Where do these all come from? Well, I've done that stat for you as well. 2 of the books this year I have acquired through Goodreads giveaway, one of which I've read, which was Guardians of Dawn. Jara, which is the first book, comes out next year, and it was excellent. And then I also won Shipwrecked, which is the 3rd book in, spoiler alert, which I have not read yet, so I can't read it yet. I did pre-order 12 books this year, and 6 of them I did read. Good job me. And then I usually do some Facebook Marketplace, so I'm in a part of a few like buy, sell, trade groups, and I also sell to them. So I did acquire 40 books via Facebook Marketplace, 15 of which I have read. At Tattered Cover, which is one of my local bookstores here, I did acquire 11 books from them, 5 of them which I have read. Barnes & Noble, I have actually acquired 6 books. I realized I miscounted. How did those not get in the sheet? I must have forgotten to, because I know I was with Sammy and I just got 2 books at Barnes & Noble. But 4 of them are now read. 4 of them are read. I'm hoping to finish all of the Barnes & Noble ones actually, because I need to finish Defend the Dawn is the last one. I'm reading Golden Enclaves right now, so that'll do it. Black and Red, I have acquired 4 books from Black and Red, which is another like store that I often go to, but I have read none of them. I have been gifted 3 books this year so far, and 1 of them I have read. At Second & Charles, my favorite store, I acquired 37 books from Second & Charles and have only read 4 of them. PangoBooks, which is how I mostly acquire nowadays, I have gotten 69 books from PangoBooks, and 19 of them have been read. Book Outlet, this is my biggest shame. I have acquired 66 books from Book Outlet and have not read a single one. I don't know how that worked out, but it did. I go to a lot of conventions and I try to support other indie writers when I'm there. I have acquired 32 books from conventions and read 2 of them. Technically I've read 3, but 1 of them I don't own. I stole it from Lena when we were sitting together and I read the whole thing at the convention. But yeah, 2 of them I've read. Then subscriptions, I have gotten 7 books from subscriptions, 2 of which I have read, which is my Fairyloot adult subscription box that only just started this year, I think in like April, March or April, maybe? May? I don't know. Who was the first? The first book was City of Dusk. You were the first one I got. So whenever that book came out. And on Amazon, so occasionally I do get some from Amazon. Not including this is not including Kindle ebooks, by the way, because I have had to acquire ebooks for the indie read of the month. But I have acquired 13 books from Amazon, 3 of which I have read. I also went to Half Price Books with my mum when we were in Minnesota, and I acquired 6 books. I have not read a single one of those. And lastly, I have some miscellaneous ones, so I've acquired 13 books, like randomly here and there, and have read 2 of them. I think both of those are from Scuppernong when I went to visit Misha, because I've read Heart Principle and I read Ace, which I both got at Scuppernong. I have not read Timekeeper, which was the 3rd book that I got at there. We have to talk about the money part. I mean, I don't have to expose myself this way. I do have a choice in this, but I wanted to put it in perspective for myself, for getting better at my own finances. So the only way I'm gonna do that is by knowing how bad I have let things get. Which in retrospect, over an entire year of spending, honestly, this probably isn't that bad in comparison to other expenditures like gas money for one, or groceries, you know, other things, makeup that people, I mean, I probably have not spent that much money on makeup and stuff, but on other random things, other people spend their money different ways. But again, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. Could be worse. I just want to emphasize this could be worse. But the grand total, I'm so ashamed. The grand total of how much money I've spent this year on books is I don't want to say this out loud. I don't want to say it out loud. It's Oh, this is so hard. This is really hard. $2,062.57, which is cruel because 57 is my favorite number. But of the read books, the books that I've read, the total cost of the books that I've read this year that I've acquired is $840.32. So I have read a bit, which leaves me with $1,222.25 of unread books. 41% of the money that I've spent on books this year have been towards read books. So almost 50%. Now, that is also not to say, like, I have made money off of books as well, because I have also sold books. I don't know the total of that because I did not track that. I will attempt to track that this year. Regretting all my life choices this year. So yeah, there's my exposure of exactly how much money I do spend on books. Could that money go somewhere else? Probably. Will I attempt to do better next year? Hopefully. But I needed a kick in the butt. A little bit of a kick in the butt of where I'm spending my money. And will I stop buying books? No, absolutely not. These things are the things that make me happy. Between Mambo, my dogs, and the books. Those are the three things I need in my life to keep me happy. So that's what's keeping me alive. Kind of wanted to show you guys just some of the books that were acquired this year. So we'll have a nice little montage and not think about how much money they cost. Now that I've exposed that, I hope you feel better about yourself, because if you've probably spent way less money on books than I have. I challenge anyone to spend more. No, I don't challenge you to do that. Yeah, this is an awkward video. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. This was probably a very bad idea, and I'm probably gonna get a bunch of phone calls and texts from friends and family yelling at me for this. Please don't yell at me. I'm yelling at myself enough now. Cool. See you tomorrow for another episode of Litmus that's hopefully less depressing than this one is. Bye. I have read, or I've acquired, not read, definitely not read. I have read, God, I said it again.